Good Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday with a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you'll be part of my conversation with Matt Maier, the founder of Design Stone, discussing his business success. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In national news, U.S. says review of possibly privileged Trump papers already over. The Justice Department has completed its review of potentially privileged documents seized from former President Donald Trump's Florida estate this month and has identified a limited set of materials that potentially contain attorney-client privilege information, according to a court filing on Monday. The filing from the department follows a judge's weekend order indicating that she was inclined to grant the Trump's legal team request for a special master who would oversee the review of documents taken during the August 8th search of the Mar-a-Lago estate and ensure that any that might be protected by claims of legal privilege be set aside. In revealing that the department had already completed its review of potentially privileged communications, law enforcement officials appear to be suggesting that the appointment of a third-party special master might now be moot. The department has been relying on a specialized team to filter out potentially privileged communications and said Monday that it had completed its review of those materials before the judge's order. The U.S. District Judge said on Saturday that it was her preliminary intent to appoint a special master, which would be an early procedural win for the Trump legal team, but gave the department an opportunity to respond and scheduled a Thursday hearing to discuss the matter further. The judge also directed the Justice Department to submit under seal a more detailed description of the materials that were seized from Trump's estate in Palm Beach, something the department on Monday said it would do. In more national news, man suspected of killing 3 terrorized Detroit, chief said. A 19-year-old man suspected of randomly killing 3 people on Detroit streets over roughly 2 hours may have been emboldened when he didn't confront police after the first shooting, the mayor said on Monday. The victims included a single mother of 5 children who was waiting for a bus Sunday. Police still were sorting out details, while a suspect who may have mental illness remained in custody. The man was peacefully arrested at home after a 12-hour search on Sunday following a tip from someone close to him. He terrorized our community, Chief James White said. The mayor said no one called 911 when the first victim was shot before dawn, less than 2 miles from a police station. At 4:45 on a Sunday morning, not a lot of people are up. Some people might have thought they were hearing firecrackers. I think there's a strong possibility he expected to get caught, and then 35 minutes later, he shoots and kills a second individual and proceeds from there. About 30 minutes later, and 3 blocks away, police got their first 911 call for a woman in her 40s shot on a sidewalk. The mother was the 3rd victim shot multiple times while waiting for a bus a short distance away. In more national news, NASA scrubs launch of new moon rocket after engine problem. NASA called off the launch of its mighty new moon rocket on its debut flight, with 3 test dummies aboard Monday after a last-minute cascade of problems culminating in unexplained trouble related to an engine. The next launch attempt would not take place until Friday at the earliest and could be delayed until mid-September or later. The mission will be the first flight in NASA's Artemis project, a quest to put astronauts back on the moon for the first time since the Apollo program ended 50 years ago. In entertainment news, Taylor Swift wins top prize at MTV's VMAs, announces new album. Taylor Swift took home the top prize at the 2022 MTV Video Music Awards on Sunday before she closed out the show with a surprising big announcement, her new album. I thought it would be a fun moment to tell you that my new album comes out October 21st, said Swift after she won Video of the Year for her project All Too Well, the short film, which claimed Best Long-Form Video and Direction. I will tell you more at midnight. Swift said on social media that her upcoming 10th studio album will be called Midnights, which she says will involve stories of 13 sleepless nights scattered throughout my life. Her upcoming album comes after she released Folklore and Evermore. Both projects came out 5 months apart 2 years ago. Folklore won Album of the Year at the 2021 Grammy Awards. And finally, in business news, Wall Street closes lower, adding to last week's losses. Stocks closed broadly lower on Wall Street Monday, adding to their hefty losses from last week when the Fed Reserve pledged to keep attacking interest rates as long as it takes to tame inflation. The S&P 500 fell 0.7% after wavering between small gains and losses. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.6%, and the Nasdaq Composite lost 1%. Smaller company stocks also fell, pulling the Russell 2000 0.8% lower. The selling was widespread, with technology and healthcare stocks among the biggest weights on the market. Only energy and utility stocks rose. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Tuesday's episode of Words I Choose to Live By. You are never too young or too old to make a significant impact on the world. Being a star has nothing to do with where you live. It's all about how you live. No matter where you are or where you go, make sure to shine today. Have a great Tuesday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Matt Maier of Design we're here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Matt Maier of Design joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about his business success. Here's a bit of our conversation.
When I was prepping for this segment, the thing that intrigued me about Design is that I think we all love things that are personalized, right? You know, whether we're talking about an embroidered shirt or a cap or, you know, something that we can be able to make our own. What has that been like for you through Design to be able to allow people to be able to do that and to kind of bring your designs into their home?
It's been a wonderful experience, really, and seeing all the reviews. Our customers have actually helped us grow a lot by just listening to them and what they're wanting and their needs are. So many people have different landscaping ideas, and with all of our stones, in the beginning we launched with such few designs, and we just listened to the input we were receiving on what type of designs people wanted for their landscaping.
The listening part, man, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I think as an entrepreneur, so let's kind of talk about that journey. As an entrepreneur, that is so important, right? Because, again, I mean, there are different offerings, even memorial stones that you all now have. When this all began for you, as far as, you know, having the idea, could you have imagined that it would expand the way that it has?
No, I mean, it's definitely been overwhelming, the growth, and keeping it controlled growth as well. And then, you know, as well as we like to, I'm an impatient person. So when I purchase something, I want it fast. And so growing and still remaining that all orders ship out within 4 business days has been a struggle. But like you said, we had no plan to go in the memorial stone space, but we were receiving, you know, whether it was Facebook messages or emails every day of people asking us and wanting us to do memorials. So that was when we later had created a whole memorial stone collection and added it as part of the site.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversation Daily News. Prepare to go on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your entertainment spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.